Alright guys, replacing the brake rotor and pads on the AutoCAD 500. Just want to go ahead and show you guys what we're going from. Pretty major difference. You can tell there was just no brake pad left. So we're going to go ahead and throw these new brake pads on, go ahead and do all four corners. Got a difference between the rotor as well. Obviously the old rotor. And we're going over to this brand new one. So we're gonna go ahead and knock out the rotors and the pads and catch back up with you guys. Have the AutoCAD back on the ground. Go ahead and replace the front end. Got the old pads over here, old rotor. So you can tell they definitely need replacing, especially that one, down to the middle. Now we're going to move on to the starter solenoid. As you guys seen in the last video, this one's kind of corroded. We thought this was replaced, but it turns out it wasn't. So now it will be replaced. Got a brand new one. Go ahead and put this in, put the battery back in, and hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be able to crank it by the switch. Currently have the wiring harness off. It just had these cheap little connectors on them, so we're gonna go ahead and heat shrink all of them, make sure everything's watertight. That way if we go through some water, you know, it's not gonna short out anything. Battery is cleaned up back in. Got the new solenoid on. We haven't heat shrinked it yet. We're gonna go ahead and button up a couple things. We have two random red wires. I think both go to the fan. So we're gonna kind of test out a couple of them and see if it'll work. Got the new bolts down there. Put you guys up here and you guys will see the first crank. Cranks? That's sweet. So it was just a solenoid then. Currently dumping the tank because now that the four-wheeler is running and driving, it seems to have a weird backfire to it. So we're thinking it's either a low battery, so we're gonna check the battery and then also check the fuel and just put a fresh tank of gas on it and put the battery in a charger because something's going on with our air to fuel ratio. Alright, I was just editing the video and realized some of the files got corrupted. So this is kind of an in-between clip from what you guys seen from a couple of days ago to what you guys are about to see. I just want to fill in a couple of the blanks. So the last clip you guys saw was us dumping the old fuel out. We thought the fuel was only about a month or so old from what the guy was telling us. It apparently had ran just previous to him putting a new carburetor on. But as you guys remember from the previous video, the carburetor was kind of gummed up for it being brand new. So we're driving it around, got it cranked, and it just kept backfiring like crazy. So we thought, okay, it had to be either a low battery, something with the air, which we had a brand new air filter, or something with the fuel. So we finally dumped out all the fuel. And we ran to the store, picked up some of this Lucas Complete engine treatment. It's pretty much like seafoam. Put a couple ounces in that and a fresh 2 gallons of fuel in the AutoCAD, and it instantly started driving a whole lot better. I mean, we had to take off the carb and everything like multiple times with the old fuel, and apparently all it needed was just a fresh tank of gas and some of the engine treatment as well. So it's running a whole lot better. Just want to go ahead and show you guys that it does crank up by itself now and will idle by the switch, not having to jump the starter solenoid. Alright, this is a seat for the AutoCAD. You guys have seen it plenty of times. It's just all ripped up and really needs to be replaced. I've been kind of playing around with the back, just with a flat head and a pair of pliers. I've already kind of got off this side over here in about probably like 5 minutes. So I'm just going to keep working around the border and see if we can't get this old one off and see how the new one wants to sit on there. Alright, all the staples should be out now. There might be one or two just kind of dangling on. We should be able to get this old cover off. in all our glory. Only stabbed myself about 30 times, but now we'll go ahead and get the rest of these remaining staples out with the pliers. Getting ready to put the new seat cover on. Luckily the seat isn't in too bad of shape. This is the first one I've ever done, but luckily I have the corners on all 4 sides. You can kind of see. So a lot of times these corners are missing and you have to fill them in with more foam, or some guys like to use that polyfill and just kind of like spray adhesive down and put polyfill on top of it. This one's not in too bad of shape. So I'm just going to give it a shot. Like this is my first one, but from what I've seen online, you pretty much just start at the top, pull back, do the rear, and then kind of put some in the sides, and then kind of work the wrinkles out. So if this goes bad, we will learn together. So like I said, we'll start at the top. It looks like the size and shape of it at least looks like it's supposed to line up. So yeah, let's start at the top, get a couple staples in. I was told just put like 2 or 3 in the top and then kind of work it back, put 2 or 3 in the back, and then so on and so forth. So we'll just kind of work around it and knock it out. All right, we got a couple in the top to kind of hold it in place. Now we'll kind of move on to the back side. At this point, since we got our 4 corners hanging on, now I'll just work on the edges and just kind of get all the air and wrinkles out. Alright, just got done with the box knife, just kind of trimming around the edges. This is where the seat slides into the Arctic Cat, so I didn't want there to be any extra upholstery or anything right here that could risk blocking it when I'm trying to get it on and off. So just kind of cut a little bit more right there. May have went a little bit overkill with the staples as well. Probably need to hammer in a couple of them, but I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. But definitely a huge upgrade over what we took off of here. I mean, that is what we took off, literally falling apart. So this is awesome. It looks a lot better. I mean, definitely for it being my first seat I've ever done, I think it looks really good. Let's go throw it on the Arctic Cat and see what it looks like. I wanted to go ahead and put the plastics back on before we put the seat on, just kind of get a grain reveal. But let's put her on there and see if it's an upgrade. Alright guys, let me know what you think. I'd say it's a drastic difference, you know, between the new seat cover and this old raggedy one. I would say I probably have 30, maybe 45 minutes worth of work between getting the old seat cover off, stabbing myself about 20 times with these old seat cover or old staples. Getting the old seat cover off was definitely the worst part of this whole process, but 30, 45 minutes is definitely worth it, and about 30 bucks worth of seat cover off of the Jungle Book website, so definitely worth the investment, I would say. The next big thing we're gonna do in the Arctic Cat is wire wheeling down the rear rack and then also doing the front rack. And if you guys watched the last video, you already know about that, but we're gonna put that truck bed liner coating on there. Some of the rack is kind of pitted in some areas, so I'm hoping that truck bed coating kind of hides that. Probably not gonna do the brush guard portion of it, just because, I mean, it's kind of beat up, as you guys can see. And it's probably gonna keep getting beat up while it's in my care, so I'm probably not gonna worry about that one too much, but definitely the racks. Go ahead and get the old adhesive off. You guys, once again, saw the last video, you know we have the new reflector sitting over there. Also have some other stuff that came in the mail this weekend. We got a new screw for the fuel tank because I stripped one out. Also got a hose for one of the fuel lines. It's working right now, but I just want to go ahead and put a new hose clamp on there. It only has one and needs two, so put a second one on there. And I also got this Arctic Cat sticker, which is kind of cool because I'm not sure if this is true, but it's dated 3/3/2010, and this is a 2000, so that's kind of cool. And I was hoping it was going to be the one with the mountains. Whenever I ordered it, it didn't actually show a picture of what the sticker was going to look like. I just pretty much typed in the year, the make, and the model, and it said this was the factory one that came on it, which looks about right because you kind of see where the plastics are faded right here. You kind of see where it dips down, and it also kind of dips down on this sticker. So this is gonna slap on right there, probably knock it out the day that we take the rack off. So go ahead and make sure it's lined up pretty straight. So got that. Also have the bulb for the tail light. We'll actually go ahead and probably slap that in right now. All right, this should twist. There it goes. Yeah, definitely blown. I don't know if the camera will focus, but you can kind of see that top filament disconnected. So definitely a blown bulb. Let's go ahead and put the new one in. All right, we got the new bulb here. You can see everything is still connected, so this one should work. All right, let's see if we have any brake lights. All right. I guess it doesn't illuminate with the brake being pulled. I guess it's just on or off. I guess it's on the entire time. Let me take it back apart and see if that's right. So I would imagine the lights would come on and off with the headlights being on, I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. All right, just try to flip the bulb, see if that makes a difference. No, same thing. So I guess the light is on no matter what, but I figured it would at least brighten with me pressing on the brake. Huh. Got the cover back on the Arctic Cat. I guess it just stays illuminated. I just figured it would illuminate, you know, brighten up once I press the brakes, and it also is on 24/7 even if the headlights aren't turned on. Maybe that's just an Arctic Cat thing. I'm not sure. I'll do a little bit of research. Also, some of you guys may have noticed that I went ahead and cut the tip off the Arctic Cat. It was just kind of beat up and rusty, so we just cut it completely off. And I just think it looks a little bit better. It sounds actually a tad bit better too somehow. I guess just because that tip had a weird tone to it. But went ahead and cut it off. If you guys were curious on what staples I used on the seat cover, I just went ahead and went with the 5/16. Some guys use the 1/4, and then some guys also use like 3/8. I just kind of went in between. Just got a regular staple gun from Tractor Supply. Runs like 20-25 bucks. So not too bad, but those are the staples I used. What else have we done in this video? Got the brakes done, the sticker we put on in the next video, as well with the racks. But besides that, this four-wheeler is pretty much done. All of our focus is pretty much going to be on the on the 4Trax for the next video. I'll give you guys a little bit of snippet here. Ready? Yeah. That sounded weird. But we went ahead and got the new carburetor on. Not sure if you guys can see that at all, but let's just say that one might be full of surprises. You guys will see it in the next video. But as for this video, we're gonna go ahead and end it out here, guys. As always, appreciate you guys watching. You guys killed the video on the 4Trax last, so I appreciate that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this one out. As always, guys, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.